Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
I'm David.
I'm Jim.
And we are your Stu Win counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues you may be experiencing or any problems whatsoever that you want us to resolve for you. So we're going to get to our first winner, and our first winner hails from Jacksonville, Florida, Toby. And he writes, Dear Win, if there was one thing in the world you wish you could never see again, what is it? Ooh, Dave, I saw you jumping for that. What is it?
I think it's from my childhood, Brussels sprouts.
Never want to see those again?
No, my mom used to put on a timer,
Uh-huh.
and we had like 30 seconds to eat like 5 Brussels sprouts.
Right. What was the punishment if you didn't succeed?
I think the punishment was in the crime because I never got them down, and if I did, they came right back.
Okay.
That was the punishment.
Gotcha. So you got them down, but again, the punishment was that you weren't able to hold
But
them
what
down.
got me there? Because
Yeah.
we didn't eat fast enough.
Oh.
We had a very, very, very progressive household.
I would say militant, Dave.
Goal setting.
Okay, there we go. Goal setting. That's it. That makes sense now where the triathlons and stuff come from. You're setting goals.
Early on.
Yeah, that's right. And achieving times, right? You have time limits.
And I don't think I've seen a Brussels sprout for probably about 15 years.
You know?
I literally ate them earlier today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Now, this is what I want to know. Between the Brussels sprouts, have they gotten bigger in the last 15 years with GMO and all that stuff? Jimbo, do you know?
I didn't eat them 15 years ago,
Do
so
they
I
taste
don't
like
know.
chicken now that they're genetically modified?
No, it tasted a lot like butter and salt
Oh.
because that's what I put on them.
So there's no flavor.
It's
Yeah.
like tofu. It's whatever you soak it in is what it tastes like.
Yeah, and then there's a little bit of a bitter afterbite, but
Yeah, like a gin.
Yeah.
That's what reminds me. It's like chewing on gin. It's like the vegetable equivalent of gin. That's why I don't like Brussels sprouts.
It's like syrup of ipecac.
oh,
God, yeah. Vegemite. Australian
Well,
Vegemite.
Syrup of ipecac is what they give you to have you throw up if you
Yeah.
ate poison.
Oh, well, there we go. I'll stick to that over Brussels sprouts, though. I'm with you on that one, Dave. So that's what you don't want to see again. What about you, Jimbo?
oh, what do I never want to see again? The movie Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Yeah, it was awful. It was like a good 90-minute movie inside of a 2.5-hour pile of steaming hot garbage.
Wow.
Who's
Yeah.
in it?
Yeah,
Way to-
edit, Christopher Nolan.
Wow.
Edit. Is it so hard?
Way to throw the steak down on the ground.
Oh,
Christopher
I
Nolan.
was so angry.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You can take your coughing kid with the dust and get off my movie screen.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, I'm going to have to say the thing that I never want to see again is actually I will never have to see again because there's this brilliant doctor, a guy named Dr. Dunes, who invented this stuff to cure toe fungus, big toe fungus only, because from what I understand, based on the research, that's where it starts. And if you get toe fungus, it then moves to your other toes, up through your feet, kind of like gangrene, up into your heart, kidneys, and brain. And then within a week, they say, clinically, you turn into a piece of broccoli, which is probably better than a Brussels sprout. But I never have to see that again because I used his antifungal medication on my big toe, and I will never see it again.
Congratulations.
That's right. I'll never see toe fungus again. Thank you, Dr. Dune, wherever you are out there. Appreciate that. All right, Hillary.
That's
Sorry,
the first
I'm
time.
getting nervous,
That's
man.
the first time.
God, he's getting nervous again over there. Hillary from San Diego, California writes, Dear Win, how do you know if you've blown an eardrum from going clubbing, at a loud concert, or doing something else? And how do you fix it if you have blown an eardrum? Dave, I know you want to jump on this one, but Jim is the science guy over here.
Well, I just want to say, like, if what was the winner's name again? I'm sorry.
Hillary from San Diego, California.
Hey, what up, girl? First off, if you're listening to the show, you have not blown an eardrum.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. And I know you being a swimmer, Dave, you might have had experience with some ear issues, you know?
Yeah, I used to have a right ear issue, but I think if you've blown an eardrum or you've got hearing issues, you have tetanus,
Right.
which is that ringing in the ears.
Uh-huh.
It's probably-
Tinnitus.
Well,
We'll call it tetanus.
potato tetanus.
Right. Tinnitus, tetanus is the same.
Blown eardrum pre-syndrome.
Right.
I think it's a precursor to blown eardrum, but I think the problem today is that people just crank their little tunes too loud in their little earbuds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I used to be a scuba dive master and then an instructor's program at CU. So I know a little bit about the physiology of this, and I've known quite a few students as well as fellow divers that I go on that have blown an eardrum from diving because of the pressure issue. So what happens is when you blow an eardrum, Hillary, the way you know is your whole head will flood with water if you're in a shower or underwater. So it's almost like you're drowning. And if you don't get the water out fast enough with a shop vac, it could be life-threatening. So if you're listening to this show, like Jim says, you probably haven't blown an eardrum because A, you can hear it, and B, you haven't drowned yet. And since you're from San Diego, you probably go to the beach into the water a lot, in which case you would drown. All right, well, Melissa from Castle Rock, Colorado writes, Dear Win, is there anything humanity should not be allowed to have control over? Now, that's a good question, too.
Oh, hey, what up, Melissa? How you doing, girl?
Say it again.
How you doing, girl?
Oh, yeah.
What up,
Melissa? You hear that?
Yeah.
He is absolutely throwing the game down on you.
Yeah. Well, speaking at least for this country, I would say our elected leaders, because most people don't seem to be that bright.
That's a good point.
Just throwing it out there.
Hey, you know, I have to kind of agree with you on that one. You know, we are pretty politically inept, you know, when it comes to our populace. I'm sorry to say. But that being said, we shouldn't have control over that, over people in our country. So what do we do then? We
Benevolent dictator.
That's it. Great idea. I like it. Yep. Should we like bring back Saddam Hussein or something? Or
oh, no,
Kim
I'm
Jong-un?
throwing my hat into the ring.
Oh.
Because I don't want the job, so I would be great at it.
That's a great idea.
I think the Dalai Lama should lead the country.
Yes. And Mother Teresa should be vice president.
She's dead, yo.
So
That'd
what?
be a great
we bring her
ticket.
back. You know, we put her in a box.
Lama Teresa.
Lama Teresa. That's right.
Not the llama.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
If a man take your shoe, you should give him the other shoe because obviously he needs them more than you do.
Yes. Humanity, what should they not have control over? Man, that's a very good question, Melissa.
Deep.
Very deep. Very, very deep question. I don't think humanity should have control over our own sanity. I think everybody should be just insane, like they're high on flakka or something, and have no control over themselves. Because by having control over our sanity, we now do nothing but stupid things, right? We use rationalization, we use thought, you know, we try to be smarter than we really are, and all we're doing is kind of messing things up. If we have no control over our own sanity, everyone just runs around like they're, you know, in a hospital, mental hospital, the world would probably be pretty safe.
I think
destroy
it'd be
it.
safer without antidepressants
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Keep people depressed.
because they change your brain.
Right. And depressed people are people that aren't that motivated to do destructive things besides to themselves.
Yeah, and we all get depressed.
It's a natural part of life.
That is.
It's a natural part of the physiology of the system.
And, you know, benevolent dictators that are depressed, Jim, the results are marvelous.
Oh, yeah. I can't name one off the top of my head, but I'm sure, yeah.
All right. Let's move to Dean. Dean from Sydney, Australia writes, Dear Win, who is one person in the world you have sympathy or empathy for?
I just want to say I got no greeting for Dean.
No green?
Yo, Dean, what up, Bo?
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, what if his, yes, I know. Denise from Sydney, Australia writes,
How you doing, girl?
yeah, there you go. Doesn't matter if you're down under, halfway around the world.
Hippity
Jimbo's
hop.
coming at you.
Yeah, Jimbo will be down under.
Sympathy or empathy, Dave?
What was the question?
If there's one person in the world that you have sympathy or empathy for.
One person in the world
Yeah.
who I have sympathy or empathy for.
Right.
They're probably people I don't even know that we're not exploiting
Mm.
to have sympathy or empathy for. So it's probably, you know, little Bobby or little Susie that are just trying to make their way down on the street corner begging with their family that have a backstory and they can't go to school because they can't afford crayons or socks or shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But they have underwear and a sign that says, Mama lost her job. I need new shoes.
Oh, that's very heartfelt of you, Dave. Kim Jong-un.
Mm.
And the reason why is because the guy just wants to hang out with Dennis Rodman. The guy just wants to drink all of his dad's Hennessy collection, which is the largest collection of Hennessy ever compiled. The guy wants to be, you know, actually descendant of eagle tears like his grandfather was, but he's not any of that. And he's trying way too hard. So I feel bad for the guy.
How old is he?
God, he's like, no one even knows. That's the other thing.
He's
He doesn't
like
even know how old he
12?
is. He's like in mid-20s, late 20s maybe.
Yeah.
You know, nobody knows. They can only tell by how much fatter he gets each season. That's how they kind of calculate his age, kind of like a tree when you cut it open with all the rings.
Mm.
You know, Jimbo, you got empathy for anybody?
Yeah, Rick Astley.
What the hell is that?
Never gonna let you go.
Oh, yeah.
Never gonna give you. You know.
Yeah. The jazz hands guy.
He of the Rick roll.
No.
That was an excellent song. That was a really catchy song, and we have taken his greatest work and made it a joke.
Oh man,
And
I agree.
I feel bad for the guy. You did some good work, Rick.
Yeah, man. And you know what, Rick, and everyone else out there, we have one more little piece of inspiration, get you through the rest of the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Oh, hey there, Scorpios. Are you feeling intimately lonely? Well, you're not going to score unless you go to the World Improv Network Facebook page. Give us a like over there. Check us out on Twitter at World Improv Net. You can send us suggestions. We'll use them on the show. Check us out on YouTube, the World Improv Network YouTube channel. Like some videos, subscribe. You can check out the podcast every week. It's on iTunes and Google Play. Leave us some likes, subscribes. And you can always check out the show live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. at AM 1340 Mile High Sports Radio or KDCO 104.7.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.